Hi, everybody. Happy Tuesday. I'm laughing because if you just saw us on Instagram, I did an Instagram live with Joelle. We were trying to practice doing it from different locations. So, because, we have Tyler in Richmond and Joelle here, and I'm back and forth. And sometimes we want to all three get on at one time. So, look forward to that. It was a little goofy, but we did manage to do it. So, we'll do it in the future. Anyway, happy Tuesday, and I am Dr. Laura Dabney, and my day job is a relationship psychiatrist, where I help professional and executive men with their relationship problems, blah. But in this context, I am coming to you hoping to build a bridge between me and those of you out there who are having emotional relationship problems and feel too anxious, too nervous, too busy, too whatever, to pick up the phone and give us a call. Hoping that I can soothe some of that for you over the internet here. And for one day for you, so you'll be able to then pick up the phone. If you're ready to do that now, it's 757-340-8800. And if you're not, this month, I'm going to talk to you about intimacy dreams. A very popular topic with both my patients and people at parties and anybody who finds out I'm a psychiatrist. So I thought I'd go ahead and share that with you. But also, I had Cosmopolitan actually wrote me and asked me for my take on some of that. So hopefully that will get published and we'll keep you posted on that. So that's exciting stuff. Okay, so intimacy dreams. I'm not using the three-letter word because I don't know if I can. So it's intimacy dreams. And what do they say about us and our relationships? Well, they say quite a lot. However, what they say is not literal. And some people, I know people have learned this, but they forget it or they don't believe it or whatnot. But remember, all studies have shown that you are not so much in control of your environment and what you do as your unconscious is. Okay, so your unconscious is playing much more a role in your life than you know or maybe care to admit, but it's there, people. It's very, very active, and that's what comes out in our dreams. That is your unconscious talking to you. So it's a wonderful source. It's a wonderful way to get to know yourself better if you can listen in a certain way. So that's why us shrinks love dreams. And I'm just not just night dreams, but daydreams too are also really informative. So it's very important. It's definitely telling you about you, but it's typically a side of you you don't want to admit. Okay, so typically it's stuff that's been shoved down there and it's wanting attention or it wants some fresh air or it wants, to be recognized. And for some reason your conscious either hasn't had the time or hasn't thought it important or has some problem with it. So it gets relegated there. My patients know I call it the basement because it's shoved in the basement where it causes lots of problems if it doesn't, eventually get aired out and cleaned out. So not symbolic. I mean, it is symbolic. It's not literal. I have people coming in here saying, but I had an intimacy dream about somebody else. Does that mean I'm a cheater or whatnot? No. It's not that simple. We have to get, it's like a poem or a song. It's lyrics to a song. It's not to be taken real and literally necessarily. Now there's one exception. There's something we call day residue dreams, where you might just dream about something that happened during your day. So that does happen, but typically they are symbolic. And typically, as you also learn probably, they are wish fulfillment. So again, if you dream about cheating on somebody, then does that mean you wish to cheat? Not necessarily, again, not literally, but we have to realize there's probably a wish under there that, again, we haven't recognized or haven't given attention to. And so how do we figure that out, Dr. Dabney? If it's not literal, how do we figure it out? Well, let me give you some example. I'm going to give you just some quick examples today, and then we can go into detail over the next 3 weeks. So let's say you do have a dream about being sexually attracted to someone who you know, consciously there's no sexual attraction to him whatsoever. Okay, so here again, does that mean you're going to, oh, dreams don't forecast the future either. That's the last thing I'm talking about. They don't forecast the future. You're not predicting the future in your dreams. Okay, so if you have a dream about being attracted to somebody else, does that mean you're going to cheat or going to be attracted to that person? Not necessarily, okay? Typically when that happens, there's a trait about that person you may want to incorporate or wish you had. Remember, you know, intimacy with somebody is close to getting into them or letting them into you, as close as we can get physically with another person. So sometimes it means there's a trait that person has, like maybe they're really resilient to the boss's criticism and you wish you were, or maybe they're super kind to strangers and you wish you were. So that would be where the wish is, and the symbolism of you wish you had that trait, not necessarily intimacy with that person. Okay. Same thing with the opposite gender. Let's say you're having a dream about the gender you're not attracted to in waking life. Does that mean, oh, you're going to change or you're bi or whatever? No, not necessarily. Okay. Maybe, again, maybe there's a trait that gender embodies for you. You know, maybe typically what a lot of people think is women are carefree and easygoing and that men are strong. So if you wish you were more carefree or you wish you were more strong, and all that means, then you may start dreaming about having intimate relations with that person. Okay. What about cheating? What if you actually do dream about cheating on your significant other? No, you're not a cheater, and no, it doesn't mean you're going to cheat. But let's look at it symbolically. It may mean that you don't want to face something that your significant other is bringing up in you recently. So for instance, if he did something that was annoying, but you don't want to have that talk that you know you need to have from listening to my sessions, then you may want to run away from that difficult emotion and difficult conversation. Or maybe there's something that you wish would happen if you were to leave. So maybe he's close with somebody else. Maybe someone in the family's ill and he's gone away, and you don't want to have that difficult talk. You don't want to tell him, you know, it's long enough. You need to come back because you feel guilty about that for some reason. So I'm going to leave. It doesn't bother me. Or you feel babyish about that wish that he'd come back, or that you miss him or her. So you don't want to admit that. So no, if he leaves, I can leave. If she leaves, she's going to go off, I can go off. So it's a wish to not have a certain emotion, to just leave that sticky situation. Okay, so dreams are all that and then some. This is our contribution from Freud. No one likes to talk about Freud anymore. He's fallen out of favor, but you know, no one even knew this. No one even knew there was an unconscious before Freud mentioned it. So we got to give him credit where credit is due, because dream work has become much more interesting, and we've learned a lot about ourselves from the unconscious in dreams. So how can you help yourself with this? What I typically recommend is journaling with a cause, because a lot of people recommend journaling, but journaling in and of itself isn't that insightful. At least I haven't found. But if you're journaling with a purpose, it can. So in other words, to figure out the symbolic meaning behind something, you have to do what we call, again, a Freudian term, free associate. You have to be able to just take the filters off and just let your mind roll. Where does it go? So in our example about the gender, for instance, if you're having intimacy in a dream with another gender than you are typically attracted to, you know, put that in a dream journal or what have you, but then let yourself either write or on a recording free associate to males or females and see what you write down. What adjectives do you come up with? What phrases? What what do you associate? What terms do you associate with that gender? And just keep on writing without filtering, or speaking without filtering, and then go through the list. And is there something on there that that you have wanted to embody, or you have wanted to have, but somehow feel you shouldn't, couldn't get? It's really quite an amazing experience to have someone do that with me. Sometimes people bring theirs into session, or they'll just free associate on the couch, and all of a sudden they'll go, oh, that's it. It's very rewarding to finally discover, oh, that's right. When someone criticizes me, just the men in my office, they just let it go. They don't even care. It doesn't bother them. I get so hurt and resentful and feel so bad, and I wish I weren't like that. And so you can really, again, learn a lot about yourself if you do that free association. Go through the list and see what's there. You'll be surprised. And let me know. Do that and let me know. Write that into me, Dabney office@gmail.com, because I'd like to hear about it. And it's a lot of fun. So please join me next week. We will talk about a specific dream that a patient of mine has had, and how we interpreted it and how it fit into their relationship. Good talking to you. See you next week. Again, if you're ready to call, 757-340-8800, or you can always just type in here on Facebook. Thanks.